Mark and I rarely disagree on economics, where the economy's going, where stocks are going. But in this next segment on Kerry's Zoom call, we actually disagree on where Nvidia is headed for the coming week. Check it out because we have some really good points, each of us, but markets will tell us where we're going at the end of the day. So check this out. Also, we have a 14-day free subscription to the Platinum channel. Check us out. We got a whole lot of good stuff, and this is just one piece of what you'd be getting.
There it is.
Okay, so this is a daily chart in Nvidia. You can see we took a nosedive from Wednesday. Wednesday we're down. Volume was 448 million.
Yep.
Thursday it was down 6.38% with 453 million. And then today it was positive by 1.5% with 332 million in volume. And when I look at this, I go, this is total indecision. Came down to the 20, went through it, stayed above it. My pivot point I have here at 118.57. It closed above it. And so I look at this and I go, okay, what's coming next week? Indecision. That's what I saw today. You saw massive, heavy volume through the beginning of the week. And it accelerated on Wednesday and Thursday. And so your sellers or your institutions went short, they got out of it, and today they evened up. They went into the weekend, in my opinion, with zero money in Nvidia, and they're sitting in cash right now. So I was like, okay, what does it look like on a monthly basis? Almost similar. This is this month of August here. High was $131.26, and its low was $90.69, and it closed the month out at $119.37. Just right. Basically, I interpret that as indecision, reorganization of a portfolio, of portfolios, and now it's like, okay, where are we going to head to? And I think on the short term, it's headed higher next week or in the coming weeks, up towards this 135 range to 140. But after that, 85 is my low end price target. This is a monthly chart, but I think the action we saw this week or this month in Nvidia stock and other stocks like it is a reorganization of capital. It's profit taking, but also positioning for possibly a short-term push higher. But then as we get into the September and the Fed meeting and closer to the election, I think we have more pressure on the downside because of economic numbers. And it's not just Nvidia. I think it's a lot of these.
I want to,
Yeah.
You and I don't disagree very often. I want to, can I put up my Nvidia chart?
Yeah, go ahead.
And, yeah. And we hardly ever disagree, but I think I'm going to see the opposite next week.
Okay.
With Nvidia. We had this long coiling effect, and normally this would be more of a bull flag. We'd expect it to pop up on the top, and that's what I was expecting if we had really good news. But the news didn't come in as well as the market wanted, and we came down. We closed under the 50. We closed under the 50 and the 20 twice. Okay, in 2 days, we're underneath this green line of death that it's hard to get above. I'm seeing the Bollingers coming to a convergence. Then I come down here to the MACD, and the MACD is just about crossing over the signal line. If that crosses over the signal line on Monday, which I anticipate because the stochastic already did, yeah. I'm looking for this to go down potentially more than it would go up just on early next week. And if it keeps going down, it'd come down probably to the Bollinger Band, which is starting to rise up a little bit, and then we'll see some consolidation. That's what I see. Do you see any of that at all, Trent? Do you agree?
Yeah, I think the possibility of that is there. I think that today's close of where it shows indecision.
Yep.
Because it's, the candlestick that I have is just right. It you know, it opened and closed right next to each other. You know, it's real
No, I
tight.
get it. No,
Yeah.
I
And
get
I
it.
look at
It's a
the
doji.
monthly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I look at this and I go, okay, where are this channel this thing is trading within? And from what I have, it's like 118, 118 to 134, rounded up to $135. So to me, I look at this and I go, I'm just going to trade this channel. And if I'm a bank or a hedge fund or something, I'm looking at it going, it's come down. I made money on the short side of it. I've zeroed out for Friday the 30th. I'm going into the new month. And unless Nvidia comes out with something scandalous like SMCI has, we're gonna push this thing up to 135, turn around, short the thing, and bring it back down to 118, and then further down possibly after
Yeah.
that. So I
Yeah.
don't see like a short position happening as so much as right here because I gotta get liquidity. I gotta suck people into this. You know what
This
I
is
mean?
what this is what I see though, is
Okay.
this MACD doing this.
Yeah.
And this is just such a good indicator. And not always, but I'm seeing it, you know, go down. And if it crosses over, I just think that we're going to be in trouble. Look how it crossed over here, way
Yeah.
back here, and once it gets under, and that's just the direction it's going. And
Yeah.
and the stochastic to me is a leading indicator for the MACD. Not always, but majority of the time for me. And it's already crossed. So that's where I'm coming up
Yeah.
with
I
what I'm
I
seeing.
I was what caught my eye a little bit was the RSI today. It closed from yesterday it was a
40,
4760 and
yeah,
today it closed at 4930.
yeah,
So is there strength coming back into this? Is that a signal? I don't know.
yeah.
But I
Yeah, no,
think
that's why we have different gauges. You have a gas gauge, you have an oil pressure gauge, you have a temperature gauge, and that's what
yeah,
tells you if your car's running right or not. You got to look at them all.
right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Well, I'll be interested to see how this goes.
yeah, yeah.
We'll definitely talk about it next week a lot.
Oh, we will definitely.